What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Got to talk to y'all about this real quick because I think this will kind of help us moving along in identifying where we stand in this conversation. And that is, do you have the ability to do multiple things at one time? And when I say at one time, I don't mean literally at one time, just working on different things throughout the course of a time period. And the truth of the matter is there are some people who are capable of doing that. There are some people who can do multiple things. They can multitask and still be effective and still get a lot of results out of each thing that they're working on. But there are other people who are more comfortable and more effective just doing one thing at a time. So there's no um, wrong way unless the individual who's multitasking, unless they are not completing the task that they set out on in the first place. You know, you may start on something, let me work on this for a little while, then you leave it and go to this, but you never come back to that. And now you move from this and you go to this, but you never go back to that. That's something that you would have to tighten up at some point. Or you would have to just make the decision to say, well, you know what, man, let me just do this one thing at a time. Because a lot of times doing one thing at a time will allow you to get many things done. And I know how the mind works. A lot of our minds, man, you know, I'm just as guilty as anybody of that. Sometimes we get scatterbrained and we are trying to get a lot of stuff done at the same time because, you know, we have, I know personally, I have self-imposed deadlines. I'll create a deadline for myself that really there's no actual pressure for me to meet that deadline, but I create that within myself to say, man, look, I need to have this done. This, that done need to be done by Wednesday. And sometimes when you do that, you get a little scattered and you're mixing it up. But you don't ever want to be the type of person who tries to do so many things at the same time that you don't max out on anything. See, if I'm not able to do that, then three or four things that I'm trying to do are not going to get the result that I desire. So it may be better for me to just focus in and zoom in on that one thing, move that to the side, then go on to the next thing. And like I say, it's nothing wrong with that. I think we look at other people and how they move and how they work, and when you see something that works for them, we say, oh man, I'm gonna do it like that. But what works for somebody else may not necessarily work for you. It may not be your method. So everybody has a different way to get to the goal. It's like a bunch of people in the classroom taking a test. You know, I know some people there, man, they'll just go to the parts that they are comfortable with. And it may be another section of the test where they're like, you know what, I'll get to that in a minute, you know. But some people, they just go straight in order, just, you know, but at the end of the day, hey man, as long as you feel like you've done the things necessary to pass that test, then you did what you need to do. So you can't compare your methods or try to duplicate the methods of others unless you can look at it and see, okay, you know what, I can do it like that. That looks like it's comfortable for me, you know. But if it ain't, don't try it, man. Work at your own pace, you know. Now and I'm speaking more so when you're doing things for yourself. Now, of course, when you are obligated on like a job or something like that, man, where the deadline is uh, mandatory, then you have to figure out ways to to be more efficient in how you work, um, be more efficient in terms of your time but also in making sure you get the productivity that's necessary if you are working on somebody's job. You know, you want to maintain your livelihood, but that's a whole nother story. What I'm mainly talking about is when you do, but it crisscrosses though. Let me just be real. It does crisscross because a lot of people that are working on jobs don't want to be on those jobs no more. So while they're working on that 9 to 5, they're also on the side getting down to try to build up their own thing, which is a beautiful thing to do. But that requires a lot of focus and concentration. It requires a lot of time. You don't get as much rest and relaxation and sleep and that you may want. But on the same token, you understand that coming in because you're working towards a goal that will lead you to independence. That'll take you off of the plantation. So it's so many ways to look at that. The basis of what I'm talking about is strictly to say that whatever it is you're doing, and however many things that you're doing, just be sure that you are able to do it in a way where you're not overloading yourself and you're detracting from one thing because you're just trying to say, I'm going to do all these different things at the same time. No, you want to make sure you max out in everything that you do and develop a system. Sit down and create a system that's based around your time, how much time you got a day, based around um, um, your ability to do it, and lay that system out, and then grow into. If you're not a person who can multitask, grow into that by starting with one thing at a time and then seeing how, okay, yeah, maybe I can do this now, maybe I can mess with this, and then see where it goes from there. Because in this day and age, man, we got to pick up the pace. We got to be found doing more than one thing and getting a lot of work done, because there's a lot of work to be done, and that work that needs to be done is in different categories of life. It's not just one thing. So, you know, we may have to double and triple up. All right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. Y'all leave y'all comments below. Life lesson for y'all, man. Peace.